So I got myself into some trouble because there's a TV presenter by the name of Kirstie Allsopp. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her. She's pretty highly regarded in some circles. Battle-worn presenter of a show called Location. It's where they go around houses and, young couples are selling up and they want to find something new and they have to negotiate with each other. He's looking for this thing with an extra cabin to do his podcast out of. But she wants a walk-in wardrobe and she wants a load of other stuff. And they've got a total budget of £37,000. And Kirsty and Phil will help them find something. They're going to help them negotiate those requirements and navigate that rocky road of property purchase and divorce. Probably divorce is where they're headed. So she's well known, right? She's reasonably famous. But she's also very posh. Is Kirstie Allsopp. She's dripping with privilege. So she is. You can see here she is the daughter of Charles Allsopp, the 6th Baron Hindlip. He used to be chairman of Christie's, a very famous upper-class and well-connected auction house up in London. The fashion designer Kath Kidston is her cousin. Very well-connected, borderline blue-blooded family, okay, are the Allsopps. It says here she cut her teeth property-wise by studying art history at Christie's, at her father's business. So I'm not saying she's a total Nepo baby, but she's in that fucking neighborhood for sure, right? But anyway, I'm drawing you a picture. I'm painting you a picture here. So she's very well connected. I would be absolutely gobsmacked if she didn't go to private school. She's been in the press before for saying stuff like, here we go, look, Daily Mail. Meet Kirsty's home helps. She has a cleaner, she's got a PA, and 2 nannies. So you get the idea, right? Very privileged. Very, very privileged, very lucky. It's not her fault. She was born into the family that she was. Good for her. All you have to do, this is all I say about any rich people, doesn't matter if it's the Jacob Rees-Moggs, the Allsopps, Marina Hyde, who is also like a descendant of a baron or a baroness or something. If you're a Cameron, an Osborne, or a Windsor, doesn't matter. All you have to do, if you are fortunate enough to have been born into wealth and privilege, is don't be a dick about it. Don't be a fucking bellend about it. Just acknowledge it. Acknowledge how easy you've had it and enjoy the wealth by all means. Go ahead. Enjoy all the trappings of that upper middle class or very, very upper blue-blooded existence. Go ahead and enjoy it. But also don't criticize others. This is the main one. The big one. Don't criticize others who couldn't dream of enjoying your lived experience. That's all you've got to do. It's not your fault that you were born into wealth and privilege. And by all means, crack on, enjoy it. Just don't be a fucking dick about it. It's not hard. What did she do, Ed? Get to the point. What did she do that was so dickish that it really set you off and made you say something silly on Twitter? Okay. Let me read you her tweet that she came out with. She says, I'm staying in a hotel in Switzerland and I've just had breakfast next to an English couple with 1 child, probably aged 5. He ate his breakfast watching an iPad on the table in front of him. Now, I know this is a dangerous topic, but when are people going to wake up to how wrong this is? That's what she said. And maybe as I read that to you, maybe you're thinking it's not that bad. But let me just explain why that is so infuriating. Okay, I'm gonna quickly read it to you again, so it's really got a chance to settle in. She says, I'm staying in a hotel in Switzerland, and I've just had breakfast next to an English couple with 1 child, probably aged 5. He ate his breakfast watching an iPad on the table in front of him. I know this topic is a dangerous one, But when are people going to wake up to how wrong this is? So let me break this down for you. Okay? I've spoken a lot about childcare. I really don't want to go down that road again of just spending 40 minutes moaning and whining about our personal situation. So I'm just gonna, I'll tell you what, I'll try and make it upbeat for you. I'll do it really, really quickly and I'll try and keep it upbeat. How about that? Okay, here we go. In 2016, then Abe became a father and he made the assumption that his mom and dad might help him a bit. But it turned out that neither one was able to in some capacity. 'Cause his dad lives in the middle of bastard nowhere. But his mom lives really close. But for some inexplicable reason, she doesn't want to help out that much by having the kids over to theirs so we can actually get a weekend away as a couple. It has literally never happened. Cha! You like that? Not that I'm bitter. See, it was upbeat. Happy. Good times. Happiness. Parenthood is a gift. So, I mean, look, just to really like labour the point. And again, not complaining, not moaning. I'm not whining about it. I know my situation. You know, I've learnt to set my expectations comfortably through the floor. I don't even bother trying anymore to make plans, to try to, get to places, to see friends, really. It's a very rare moment if that happens. But just to pepper, to decorate, to marinate this situation and therefore the context, which will then tell you why this was so incensed, or why I was so incensed. This year, I have been invited on a stag weekend, which I didn't go on. I would have loved to have gone on the stag weekend. I've seen some old friends. There was about 4 or 5 of my old hometown friends going. But I already knew. I knew that there was no way that I could get away for that for whatever it was, 3 or 4 days. When it is only me and my other half here. And she's physically a lot smaller than I am. And I'm already pretty small. It's just difficult. It's really difficult. Sometimes, you can get out for a night here and there. That doesn't feel too cruel or like I'm abandoning her or leaving her saddled with 2 actually quite high maintenance children who each have their own challenges. I could get out for a night. That feels reasonable. But 3 days or 4 days with basically no that it just feels wrong. It feels like I'm taking the piss. So a stag weekend, would have loved to have gone on that. Couldn't get there. A wedding I should have gone to. Knew I couldn't get to it. Knew that if we both went to the wedding, the cost of a childminder and the hotel room to get out and to the wedding overnight, and it just would have it would have been outrageously expensive to do that. And again, if I went to this wedding for the weekend that it was, again, same situation. So no stag weekend, no wedding. And again, I'm not complaining. This is just how it is, right? Festivals. Glastonbury was this year. Reading Festival, or Notting Hill Carnival. These are places that friends of mine, old-time friends, buy tickets for and go to. It is incredibly difficult, basically borderline impossible for me to get to things like that. And again, not complaining. I would love to go to these things, but just at the moment, it's just really, really hard to, and that's okay. We've all got our situation. We all learn how to manage it. I have learned basically not to even broach the subject of trying to get away for 2 or 3 nights on the trot. It's okay. It's fine. A long weekend of camping. I probably should have gone away on last weekend. Friends of mine were going. It's usually a good time. I could have gone away with them, just a little camp field. But again, I feel bad. Like I'm saddling the other half for 3 days. It's a lot. For 2 kids who have their own challenges, who need managing and looking after every minute of the day. So again, it's like, stag weekends, weddings, festivals, long weekends of camping, Notting Hill Carnival, all of it. Would have been amazing to go to them, but I accept that I can't because that's my situation. Now, if you take all of those, just park those for a second. Now let's just go on the everyday, day to day, right? For some people with kids, basically, you will be aware of the adage, the saying that has been shared around and passed down for generations, that it takes a village to raise a child, okay? So that is very true. I think when everyone becomes parents, they assume that it is actually, you just put them on the floor when they're really young and they just sort of, rock around and roll a bit. And when they start crying, you pick them up and give them a hug and they're quite low maintenance. And then when they get older, they just sort of play with each other and you can kind of leave them to it. But no. They do. They take a lot of supervision. You have to look after them. If you're lucky enough to have grandparents in the mix, really, really good for you. That's incredible. That's your situation and you shouldn't have to apologize for it or feel guilty for it. You just have to not be a dick about it when there are other people who have no grandparents or no extended family, extra help, really, who are up at I feel like I'm getting really moany. And one who are up at 5 o'clock in the morning, making coffee while looking after my daughter. And I would love to get my other half to help me, but she's on sertraline. So it's really difficult to get her out of bed. So, what am I saying here? I'm saying, look, it's really fucking full on for some parents. And you don't know what they're going through or how little help they have just in a normal family that don't have, I don't know, like inattentive ADHD with one kid and the other kid maybe is autistic and maybe the wife is on some medication and she finds it hard to sleep and she's just permanently exhausted. They're going through some shit and they don't complain about it. They just get on with it because they know their situation. And so maybe then what happens is, they finally get themselves a break. They go on holiday to Switzerland. They've never seen Switzerland before. They book themselves into this hotel. It's a bit more expensive than they ordinarily would book into, but they figured, fuck it. We've earned this. We live actually quite a grueling existence. We've both got full-time jobs. We've never seen Switzerland. Frankly, it's a little bit above our pay grade, but we've earned this. And yes, it's not a break in the traditional sense because we are going to have to take little Junior with us, but we'll take him with us and it's fun. Do you know what? When we want to talk to each other, first thing in the morning, over breakfast, we'll get ourselves a coffee. Probably shouldn't do it. It's not incredible parenting, but maybe just for that first hour of the day, just to get some time to talk to one another as a couple in this hotel over breakfast. Maybe would it be so bad if we just let him watch a little bit of Peppa fucking Pig? And so they sit there in the hotel and they put Peppa Pig on the iPads. The mum and the dad finally get to talk to each other. They do get a little break, just for a tiny minute. It's the first fucking conversation that they've been able to have with each other as a couple the entire break. Finally, they get to talk to one another, about life, love, the universe, when they're going to sell the house, how much they're going to sell it for. Do you think we'll get 37,000 for it? Which location do you think we can buy it? It's their last conversation before it all descends into divorce negotiation instead. But for now, they're happy. For now, and good for them. Finally, they get a break. Until they realise, they look over to their right and they see Kirstie fucking Allsopp eyeballing them, eye-judging them. Sat there with her fucking phone, tweeting about it, tweet-judging. Fucking Karening in real time. I'm staying in a hotel in Switzerland. I've just had breakfast next to an English couple with one child, probably aged 5. He ate his breakfast watching an iPad on the table in front of him. I know this is a dangerous topic, but when are people going to wake up at how wrong this is? And I saw this and I was, oh my goodness, it was immediate, the rage. And I flicked down, I looked at some of the replies before I really unleashed the fury, just to check that I wasn't the anomaly here. And yes, unsurprisingly, look, this Stop the Bollocks with Mirabelle, she says, get your snout out of other people's business, you demented weirdo. Salford Me saying, Kirsty, whose parents sent her to 10 different private schools as a child and who puts herself in first class, but her kids in cattle, once again presumes to offer parenting advice. Next one down, I actually quite enjoyed. This is from AJ. He just goes, go fuck yourself, you ridiculous cartoon fleshlight. And the reason that he said that is because, he's posted a link to the Daily Mail article. Actually, I think it's a different Mail article. This one. Kirsty, why I get the nanny to wrap my children's Christmas presents. Because that's the thing that really stings about it. It's one thing, I think, to judge parents when maybe you yourself don't have kids, or maybe you yourself are fortunate enough, again, to have way more help than other people have, and to presume that they then enjoy the same level of grandparentage support from wider family, or that they can spend the same amount on childcare and childminders as you can, and so they're just being lazy. It's one thing to just be like that, to sort of broadly be on a par with parents and judge them. But we are in a completely different tier here when we've got Kirstie Allsopp, fucking daughter of a baron, with her cleaner and PA and 2 fucking nannies. And I get the nannies to do the Christmas wrapping. And then, I can't find it now, but then I saw somebody else dug out an old tweet of hers where somebody, I think she was on a train and somebody's kid was rearing up or misbehaving or something. And she said in the tweet, the temptation to just hand my iPad over to their child and just be here you go, play with this. It's just that I'm so tempted. So it's not only are you a hypocrite, not only are you dripping with privilege. So anyway, you get the idea, right? It was incredibly irritating to read this. And so, yes, I did. I quote tweeted her and I said, I mean, it's not my finest moment. I said this. I said, oh, fuck off. Back to your house staff and multiple nannies, you insufferable bubonic cunt. Could I have worded it better? Probably not, actually. I mean, it really captures the feelings.